The largest and longest Holocaust in history is happening right now in the meat, dairy and egg industry.
This is Tash Peterson. She's a meat dodger from Perth. She covered herself in blood and went to the shops to whinge about cows getting eaten or some bullshit. She is known for being an absolute nuisance to absolutely everybody at the supermarket.
Eating animals is fucking wrong, McDonald's. Hurting animals is fucking wrong, McDonald's.
Storming into KFC, complaining about fish holocausts, attacking people at Bunnings for eating meat, running down the street topless in Melbourne last week, being banned from every pub in the country, running onto a football field in the middle of a football game, and most recently storming this grilled restaurant.
You think you're so masculine by talking about killing insects and abusing animals so you can have some fucking meat because you're such a fucking tough hey?
If you really respected our nation, you would be living vegan.
All you're doing is making more people hate vegans, turn away from veganism and come over to the dark side of carnivore-isms.
Tell me, Isaac, what are you finding so painful about me? Is it the fact that I'm speaking the very truth about the atrocity that you're directly contributing to?
You keep those little fucking wilted spinach flaps in your pants and shut the fuck up.
And Isaac, you were born in the same year as me and you look about 10 years older. I suggest going vegan, remove the cruelty from your diet and you'll feel a lot fresher and younger.
If you're gonna call yourself booty, do some fucking squats, sort that pancake dirt box out and get fucked.
Isaac, enjoy your floppy, flaccid cock whilst you continue being an animal abuser and encouraging others to abuse animals.
You'd like to see me go vegan?
Yes, time to go vegan.
Well, for the right price, I'll basically do anything.
He will do anything.
I will do anything. And it is a religion at this point. Do you think that some of it could be, it could be...
It's an ethical view.
Okay.
An ethical view, it's not a religion.
Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, etc., etc. I've heard that vegans last longer. That's something you've said before. Is that true?
I believe so. There's definitely a lot of evidence supporting that.
What kind? When did you first hear about me?
When you made that first video about me,
And,
I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I already got good biceps.
Oh, how's the Warwick Farms on it? Jesus Christ.
Vegan games.
You know what they say, you can't spell slaughter without laughter. It's true.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the brand new podcast. Holy shitballs. Cancel Me Now is here and we have a massive guest. So, here's the fucking deal, right? You got your pens out? Are you listening? Write this down, you dirty dogs. What's going to happen is right now you're going to see a supercut, the best bits of the podcast. It's only going to go for about 20 minutes, but when you start to see how good this podcast is, you'll understand you want to watch the whole thing. You can also listen to it on Spotify, but you want to watch it. So, what I need from you, you good people, is to go to the Cancel Me Now channel on YouTube, all right? All you have to do is work out how to spell Cancel Me Now in the YouTube thing and you'll be able to watch it. Press subscribe, become a member. Oh, if you did that, I would love you forever. And I tell you what, we're going to be doing some massive shows with people like Vegan Booty. That's what this episode is about. It was an insane conversation. And also other people who I've had wars with over the past. So it's going to be fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get stuck into the best bits of my conversation with the great, the veggie driven, the broccoli lover, the meat dodger, Vegan Booty. But what about like if you have pests in the house? Where does it stop? Like, is there a point? Like, do you go down to a microbial level? At what point do you say, okay, that's no longer a sentient animal and I can kill it?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer directly, but if any animal has any form of sentience, whether they are an insect or a pest, like you said, they are still sentient beings. I think humans are the biggest pests on this planet. But if they have the sentience, and we should not be harming them.
What about
obviously in some ways is unfortunately we have to kill for our own survival in whatever scenario, but participating in any form of animal cruelty where possible is where we're trying to create that world so we don't have to use animals in this way anymore.
So if hypothetically, you had a parasite living in your body that's not going to harm you, it's just going to live there, you'd leave it?
Again, a very difficult question, but probably not. If it's not causing no harm, then sure, I'd leave it there.
Vegan booty's got worms, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here first.
Get that.
Vegans don't get worms.
Bullshit. You didn't wash your lettuce, you bastard.
I'm always really interested to know, and like I'm not saying this to wind you up, but like I really do enjoy eating meat. And I've had some friends that have gone. I'm not saying it for any other reason than that's my diet. What does your diet look like day to day? Because anytime I picture a vegan diet, it always and I suppose it's because I haven't eaten that way. It just seems quite bland to me. All I can think of is like sweet potato and chickpeas. That's all that sort of comes to mind for me. Like what like take me through like what you've eaten today, for example, because I'm always like, if anyone says a vegan diet to me, I just go like, fuck, that sounds boring.
Look, I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm very health conscious. So I eat a whole food plant-based diet mostly, but you can actually get vegan alternatives to everything. You can have vegan burgers made from mushrooms and it tastes like animal flesh. It's crazy what you can do. But for me, I'm having smoothies every day.
Hey, do you want it? Do you want it to taste like animal flesh?
For me personally, not so much. Although this mushroom burger I had at Grill the other day, it was so fucking good. Yeah. But like Beyond Meat and stuff, I'm not interested in eating that.
A lot of people say that
bleeds and looks like flesh. I don't want to be eating that.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre. That's like, you know how they have those, it's quite popular in like with pedophiles and stuff. They always get arrested for having the child dolls.
Yeah.
It's this weird substitution.
Yeah.
So
if you're a vegan, why would you want?
Am I saying that all vegans that eat Beyond Meat are pedophiles?
Possibly.
Where's my camera? There's three of them. Yes.
It is a weird sort of substitute that you would have a vegan product that still bleeds and tastes like meat. That seems
apparently
strange.
But this just
sorry, go on.
This just shows that there's an alternative. Like there's no need. Like if you think that's weird, but you're eating someone's body and you're drinking the breast milk from a cow, the ovulations of chickens. Like if you think a vegan alternative is weird, you're literally eating someone's body and breast milk.
Would you have
I think it's fantastic that there are these alternatives because it shows you don't need to murder someone to get the same tastes and textures.
Moving forward, like, do you think it's a realistic thing to think that a lot of people, like enough to affect the sort of change that you're talking about, would become vegan? Like, do you think that's a sort of realistic aim?
I definitely think it's possible to achieve complete animal liberation and live in a world where we view non-human animals as equals to human animals because there's no moral difference between us. We're all sentient beings. And as I've said before, there are vegan alternatives to everything. We're seeing veganism become basically mainstream now. Yes, of course, there is a huge way to go, but I'm seeing massive change literally in 5 years of being vegan. So I think it's possible in the near future.
You'd like to see me go vegan?
Yes, time to go vegan.
Well, I don't want to upset anyone listening to this, but for the right price, I'll basically do anything.
He will do anything.
I will do anything.
If you can come up with some coin, he will probably go vegan.
You can get me. I will. I will. I will change everything. I will I'll even do the most painful thing and put vegan Butterfield in my Instagram bio. I'll do the whole thing. Plant-based Buttsman. Look at me go. Wouldn't that be great? I'll release merch that's on hemp. I'll do it all. I'll storm a KFC with you, vegan booty. We'll throw wicked wings at people. It'll be beautiful. It'll be a beautiful time. My whole concept of what you guys are doing, I feel like it's almost a replacement for religion, because even if I give you an obvious question, like if I say to you, what would be better? Because I think this is right. I think this is probably better than factory farming. A hunter goes into the woods, kills an animal with one shot, and then their family consumes that animal, right? That's better than factory farming. But it's also better, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this, Tash, and this is why I think it's a religion, because she can't, sorry to call you she in front of your face, etc., the cat's pajamas, etc. Tash can't say, okay, that's a fair point. because I feel like in your community you'll be shouted down. My point is, if you kill an animal in the bush, you're a hunter, you feed your family, that is a better death than starving to death as an old animal, being consumed by parasites, being consumed by
Other
predators, injuries, infections. What I was trying to look for there. I feel like that is the better death, to cop an arrow to the heart and be consumed and never see a human in your entire life. Like, I know there's hunters that hunt deer and these deer have never seen a human. They're like, what the fuck is that? And then they're dead. Horrible death, right? But that is better than that animal walking around for the next, 2 years and then slowly dying. It's ending its life in a second rather than over a 6-month period. Can you see where I'm coming from on that?
I guess I can, but when you say that, this is the better option, this is better than factory farming, I would argue that there's no moral difference. You're sort of comparing two evils in a sense. It's like comparing mass breeding children into existence to abuse them and saying, oh, well, that person just abused one child. That's the better option for us. Abuse is abuse, murder is murder, and there is no moral difference.
Should people be locked up then for killing a cow?
Definitely. I believe one day the legal system will see the murder of a non-human animal in the exact same light as the murder of a human.
Tash,
because murder is murder.
Tash, this is a respectful interview, but come on. Let's not be silly.
Seems crazy nowadays, but it's going to be the future in the next few decades or so.
So you reckon that the future's not Elon Musk landing us on Mars, it's people getting arrested for making fun of cows?
Well, hopefully we see a future where people won't be doing that and they'll be respecting them and not murdering them.
What in your opinion?
No. Tash, people are not going to jail for fucking killing cows. It can't happen.
It will.
No,
it downright will.
And you'll be the judge, and I'll be fucking. You'll be on
trial.
I'll be on trial. It'll all be over. They'll be throwing rotten fruit and veggies at me. It'll be terrible. And it is a religion at this point. Do you think that some of it could be? It is. It could be
an ethical view.
Okay.
An ethical view. It's not a religion.
Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, etc., etc. I was trying to do the cross thing there, if no one was following. Do you think that at some point someone could have given you misinformation surrounding facts, figures, and maybe that is just used as propaganda?
I don't believe so. I understand that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there might be some misinformation out there regarding veganism, but you're sort of saying, documentaries like Dominion is propaganda. But if you think that's propaganda, you should see all the imagery and false advertising that the meat, dairy, and eggs are using. Now, that is propaganda. They're putting faces of happy cows on their cheese products when those cows are literally having their babies stolen from them and murdered. They cry for days for their babies. These industries are the perfect example of propaganda and brainwashing. I've personally met a lot of activists who took the footage of Dominion themselves, and that was a few years ago now, and they're still suffering from PTSD to this day from what they witnessed. And you can tell the way they talk about what they witnessed is they are scarred for life. And I personally have been into multiple facilities locally to Perth. I've been to a few egg farms undercover. I've been to dairy farms, and it's like what I saw in Dominion. It is all abhorrent. And I have no doubt that there are many farms where the animals are in great condition and perfectly looked after, but they are still exploited for their bodies. They're still being sent to murder factories where they're shot in the head and they have their throats slit. This happens in every meat, dairy, egg, wool, leather, fur, etc. industry. So regardless of how well cared for they are, it is still unnecessary animal abuse.
I've heard that vegans last longer. That's something you've said before. Is that true?
I believe so. There's definitely a lot of evidence supporting that. They do, because there's less saturated fat in your body. I mean, the first symptom of heart disease is erectile dysfunction, and we're seeing that happen a lot among a lot of people who eat high amounts of animal products and processed foods. So I believe that a whole food plant-based diet can definitely make you last longer.
Yeah. Is the hate something that you've sort of come to terms with, or is it still sort of rattle you a little bit, or yeah, what's it like for you?
Yeah, usually I don't really care about it at all. Obviously, it can get very overwhelming and stressful, especially seeing my home address leaked all across social media and people literally saying, I'm going to come and rape and murder you. Like, there have been many moments where I'm literally fucking terrified for my life. It's weird. The death threats seem to come in waves. Like, it'll just be every few months and I'll suddenly get about 5 death threats in a row, or just see my address everywhere online. And unfortunately, it's just something that isn't going to go away. And it's just something I have to get used to and not be afraid of, and just keep sticking to my morals and getting out there and speaking up for the animals.
There was one, and I won't mention their name because I don't want to give them any
Airtime.
There was one person, I remember you said in a video, you were like, Isaac Butterfield made this video and then this psycho has come and said this. And I was like, no. And I messaged you, I was like, that dude sent me death threats. Like, he's just fucking bananas. He said, you said about the rape thing, he's going to come and he said he was going to do that to my dogs, to my family. Like, this dude's fucking bananas. And I said to Tash, I messaged her, I said, hey, listen, it's all fun and games, but this dude's a fucking psycho. Like, be careful, because he's just, and I'm sure he's obviously sending them to me. So it's just people on the internet.
Yeah. I would imagine when you get a bit of a profile, probably regardless of what it's for, because obviously you guys are sitting on
very
different
different
sides of the fence on this issue.
Yeah.
Yet someone, the same bloke, could still come after both of you. So I think, I don't know.
I think it's more on him than on us.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if anyone feels that. I know I enjoy eating meat. I don't feel that strongly about any vegan protesters that I would feel the need to do that sort of shit. Like, I don't know. Like,
that's what people.
There's just psychos out there. There's
people
just
say to
idiots.
me, they're like, you're that anti-vegan guy. I was like, yeah, I do other things. Like, I know.
Do you?
I say other things.
Do you?
Like, people said to me after show that, there wasn't enough vegan jokes. I was like, it's been said. What more can I say? I don't want to be, the one-trick pony sort of thing, and that's why, I hit the hard topics like cyclists. And,
and vegans. Did we mention vegans?
Did I talk about vegans? How do you make money? And if you say abattoir, I'm going to be like, oh.
I'm a meat worker.
So it's OnlyFans is the way you make money?
Yeah. I'm still employed as a lifeguard and swim teacher, but I haven't worked for a few months now. I'm hoping that to continue getting enough income on OnlyFans so I can continue my real job as an animal rights activist.
Have you thought of that, like doing like a charity campaign, like flick the bean for the turtles or something like that? Is that something you thought of?
No.
Because I will run the manager on. No, I'll tell you what, because I made a video about your OnlyFans. I know you know that, but I felt weird.
We've already covered this, but he's contributing not only by platform and your cause, but he's subscribing to your OnlyFans.
How did your subs go up after that video? Did they increase?
Very good, thank you.
How much? How much did they go up?
Oh, well, I know I made about 18K in a few days.
Holy fuck!
18K? Jesus Christ.
I'm jealous. I want 18 grand.
I know. Fucking hell. Bloody subscribe to the channel, you pricks. Wow, 18 grand. And that was all from around the same time as my video went up about it?
Yeah, literally within a few days from the video, it just
hilarious.
went skyrocketing.
So what was your attitude? What was your sort of thought around the video when I put it up? And then did it change after you saw that was the best marketing like ever?
I don't really know what I thought when I was watching the video. I don't know. I guess it was weird seeing your reaction. I was like, oh shit, this is kind of embarrassing.
The worst thing that could happen from everything that she's doing is that her voice is silenced. Because for us to have free speech, we have to be able to be shitty at someone for how loud their speech is. You know, and I think regardless of whether you see Tash as a nuisance or someone who is speaking the truth that you believe in, or in the middle, her ability to speak it is paramount in this situation. And, you know, I'll continue to make videos on Vegan Booty when she's running through a McDonald's drive-through, throwing meat patties at people, fake meat patties and stealing eggs. I will continue to do that. But I think it's important that people got to know the real Vegan Booty in this conversation. And yeah, no, good. I think you may need to calm it down so you don't go to jail.
Yeah, don't go to jail.
But
we should call this episode Behind the Booty.
No. No.
Brackets, Behind the Vegan Booty.
Isn't that called like fucking what's it called? Cowgirl or something? Anyway, that's like it's a category on Pornhub. It's
I know
POV.
what it is.
So you were arrested at the Melbourne Cup the other day. How did you get to Melbourne? Aren't you in Perth? No, it wasn't in Perth. It was in Perth. It was
the Perth races, yeah.
Right,
I wasn't actually arrested. Everyone keeps saying I was arrested, but I was just given a move on notice and kicked out.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not as fun. What are you gonna do next? What's the next big thing that's gonna get you back in the news? Have you got a plan?
Usually do. Not really. I'm usually pretty spontaneous and start getting some ideas in my head just before I do something.
Christmas is coming up. What about Christmas hams?
Eve, I always do a big action. That was one of my very first big disruptions was on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. So
you could do something with Christmas hams. Like, what could we do with Christmas hams with you?
Only hams? Like only fans, but it's
only hams. Vegan Booty, she gives a ham. Yeah. Like that. That could be good.
I actually held a real pig's head last year for Christmas Eve.
Where'd you get that?
So,
what a celebration. What a great way to spend your Christmas. Christmas Eve, I'm usually a bit pissed.
Yeah, I'm usually at the pub getting hammered.
Tasha's running around with fucking
pig's heads.
I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so